let's talk Frank because we talked about this behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Um, Frank. It was interesting because I was watching Ian SNY little breakdown, and they mentioned Frank, but Frank was like a blip. It was a footnote,
But it's an important footnote.
but it was an important footnote, right?
You know why I say that?
Why?
Well, it ends a lot of speculation. So, for example, is it that they couldn't get an offer for Frank? Is it that Frank wanted to be traded? Is it that somebody was trying to get him and the Knicks said no?
Right.
So the important thing is that the Knicks said no.
Right.
He said several teams inquired about Frank and the Knicks said no. So that's telling me, okay, so the Knicks have some plans for Frank, whether it's part of a deal that may include Mitchell Robinson for Cade Cunningham or some other situation, or are they planning on playing him next year? I don't know. But we know that they could have traded him at the deadline.
Right.
And they
No, exactly. I think that's the big thing. They could have traded him and they didn't, and so that's a big deal. It was also interesting to mention because I still remember even before the trade deadline, it looked like Tom was starting to like him. Even though there wasn't.
He said it many times. I like Frank. He's versatile on defense. He said that multiple times.
Absolutely. So I was like, okay, cool. He's starting to like him. Leon Rose, was his agent. We already talked behind the scenes. Scott Perry's been trying to get rid of Frank since the dawn of time.
That's right.
So it's a power.
They brought in the tank command.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's a power struggle. Now, like Ross said, is Frank going to be here long term? I don't know. It could be in a move. I can still see him being involved in a move for Ball or any other point guard going forward.
There were people inquiring about him. So nobody could say nobody wants Frank. We can't get nothing from him. That's a stupid suggestion if what Ian Begley says is true. If Ian Begley is telling the truth, which I believe Ian Begley, and he said teams inquired about Frank Ntilikina and they were rebuffed because the Knicks, they were pushed back in the front office.
Right.
So that pushback we know did not come from Scott Perry.
Got it. Okay.
So we deduce now that Frank has got fans in the front office more powerful than Scott Perry.
For you Frank fans, that's what that's for.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So now that either means A, they're going to include him in the package. Like you said, it could be Alonzo Ball package.
Right.
It could be something, but they can include him in the package later because teams have already inquired about him. Or B, they plan on playing him.
Yeah. I'm be shocked. I feel like it's a package thing. I'd be shocked, man. If they play him and he's here next year, this man has 9 lives, man.
Well, they got to make a move because he's now in the contract year. So they got to so either they're going to, and I'm very satisfied either way. So to me, if he goes to New Orleans, it's good for Frank. If he goes to Toronto, I love that. It's good for Frank. So if he goes to one of those type of teams, I have no problem. I know Utah was interested as well. So we have no problem. So I'd like to see Frank do well wherever he's going. If he goes someplace else and gets a chance to play, fine.
Right. And I only say that. I only say that because people are starting to be in win now mode, and I can see this front office trying to keep most of this team together because of success for continuity reasons. Because this Knicks team hasn't had consecutive years of the same team coming back in. I don't know the last how many years. I can't even tell you.
I tell you what though, if they brought back Elfrid Payton, there would be howls from Nick. I mean, come on, no. I
would be like, right? I'd be so sad. I'd be so mad.
It was mentioned by both Clyde and Mike Breen. The Knicks fans really don't like Elfrid.
They really don't. Are they on Twitter? Like, how do they know?
So I'm saying is that let's bring everybody back but him.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that.